Hello everyone, Grayson here. So I haven't done a vlog in a while, but I really wanted to talk about this because it's something I've not heard anyone talk about. So just sit back, relax, enjoy the gameplay while I talk about Half-Life 2 Beta. So with Half-Life 2 Beta, I prefer that compared to the retail version of Half-Life. I've never really enjoyed the Eastern European style of it. I didn't enjoy the way the story was looking. Like, even the overall style just didn't feel right. Like, the weapons I wasn't really happy with. There was just a lot of things that I just did not like about Half-Life 2. But Half-Life 2 Beta was something that I remember reading about, and I was in love with the style, like the way that the buildings looked. It felt like a bigger city, like you are literally in a city, compared to Half-Life 2. And the overall look felt very much Matrix. Now, I love how media in the mid to late 90s looked, like Dark City in the Matrix. I always loved that idea of like the 1950s old Gothic style, just completely like devoid of colour, and it just feels run down and very aged. So that's why, like, when you see the scenes, like when in the Matrix they have that part where, when they change something and it's where Morpheus gets captured, that whole building just gave me like this style, like it was just like old and decrepit, and I loved that. And that's what Half-Life 2 Beta looked like to me, was like you had these really big 1950s art deco style buildings with like Orwellian tones thrown into it. So like you'd see like these screens that just look like something that you'd have in Big Brother. And when you go in and see like the Manhack arcade, and you see like this green building, and you can hear like this like proper 90s like club music playing, that electronic tone. I love that, and even the style of it just adds something to it. Like, it's just reading like what was going to happen in Half-Life 2 Beta, where we was going to be seeing like the Manhack arcade was actually an arcade that people were playing for fun, when in actuality they were killing people without even knowing. That's how dark it was. We had like there were slaves going on. There was the planet had just been devoid and just like bled of its resources by the aliens. Like, the aliens have just took over, and humans are literally being thrown into pens, and there's no like freedom and stuff like that. And I think when you've been seeing the mods that people have been making with it, you really do feel there's that edge of humanity. Like, this is just so horrible and dark, and I think that tone really does add something to the game. And that's why I love what the mods like Dark Interval and Raising the Bar. I mean, Raising the Bar really does some really cool mods. Like, I love how they've expanded upon Ravenholm. I love that whole thing. I like how they're now starting to intertwine Portal, which again is going to be pretty cool. But there's one thing I've been wondering about for the last few years about Half-Life 2 Beta, and it's something to do with a certain DLC that we never got any, like, there's people have tried to make some sequel mods, people have tried to like remaster it, but it's never really hit, and they've never really succeeded. And even and Dan Freeman tried to add elements of this with a really rubbish post-credit scene, or if you did something, you'd unlock it, and you find out that you're actually the brother of this character, which is and also I just want to quickly add in as well, and also on episode 3 that we were supposed to be getting, which was like Return to Ravenholm, that was going to be following this character, and the character is Adrian Shephard. And I wonder, how would Adrian Shephard work in a Half-Life 2 Beta world? Would he be wearing like the long trench coat? Would he be literally looking like the Matrix, something from the Matrix, like Neo, with like a long trench coat with his body armor on, running around with like a Desert Eagle shooting the Combine? And that's just so. I think that's an area I've not heard or seen anyone talk about. Like, obviously the people have been saying like Half-Life 2 and Opposing Force 2. And, we've even got someone working on like episode 3 on the Unreal Engine, which was an okay game, to be honest. I played that demo and it was pretty cool, but there was just a lot I felt off with that, and I was really looking forward to it. But I think we're not really going to see any more of that. But I really do wonder how would someone implement Adrian Shephard into Half-Life 2 Beta. Like, what would you expect him to do? Would you think he'd be part of the Resistance? You know, would he be hunting down the Combine? And I mean, would you be like an all-out war? Like, he would just be running in guns blazing, like dual pistols, and just going to town. Because I think Adrian Shephard, he's the military one. So, you know, Freeman's, he's just some random guy that got chucked into the worst. He was in the worst place at the worst time. Whereas Adrian Shephard, he was prepared for this. This is what he was trained for. So to have him just come back into, you know, the beta and then just go into town, I would love to see that. I really do hope someone, maybe Raising the Bar, could sort of do that as an expansion, because, you know, they've been doing some really good ones. Like I've been, actually, as you can see the footage right now, I'm playing Raising the Bar right now, and I've been enjoying playing that. I love that. I think Raising the Bar is pretty much like where they're trying to replicate the style of Half-Life 2 Beta, but still add a bit of like modern day elements. Whereas Dark Interval does feel like how Half-Life 2 Beta would play if it was released back then. And you know, I mean, that's the thing I love about Half-Life 2 Beta, was literally walking around the town, you know, walking around the city, going in and just seeing people sitting in the chairs, and it's just like all run down, and then going into the Manhack arcade, and you know, I mean, there's even that really cool scene where you literally walk in and you can see the troops just walking through the city. It just looks so cool, and that is something that I really love, because you do feel like there's, with Half-Life 2, the retail one, it doesn't feel like there's an actual army chasing after you. Whereas this one, you see that army running through, you know, marching through the streets, like, and you can feel the depth of the city. So when you're in City 17, you can see, like, the distance. You know, you're getting off at the train station, and you can see the different skyscrapers in the distance. Hearing the console, seeing him on the screens, like, going, citizens, you are to do this and to do that. So I would really want to see, like, Half-Life 2 Beta opposing force, like, episode, or someone to do that. Maybe Raising the Bar could do that as, like, after the Portal. That could be the next project, because it's just so perfect. Because obviously people, if you're a Half-Life fan, Adrian Shephard is one of the most popular characters, and we don't get much content with him. And, you know, I really do prefer Adrian Shephard compared to Freeman. Like, I loved Opposing Force. I think Opposing Force had such a good weapons selection, you know, from having, like, the Desert Eagle to having, like, your combat knife, to having, you know, the different alien weapons, and when you have, like, a sniper rifle, and, like, you know, you have, like, your LMG, and, you know, you can carry an M4 or an MP5. I loved that idea, and I loved that weapon choice. Whereas compared to Half-Life, obviously it's just very, very basic. And that's something I like about Raising the Bar, is they throw in an AK-47, which would probably be around at that time, because, you know, it's one of the most popular rifles, ARs, going around the world. But they were even going to throw in, like, elements like, the MP4 was meant to be it was meant to look more like the prototype, and that's the type of thing that I think would be cool, like, to add more of the 2000s aesthetic to it. And that's the thing that I like about Half-Life 2 Beta as well, because it sees very 2000s. Like, you wouldn't see anything like that in modern day. That's why I feel like with the modern day Matrix, like, the new Matrix just didn't have that, you know, that flow and that aginess and that grittiness. It just felt very polished, and that's what a lot of games seem to have now in the modern day. That's why I love what they did with Dark Interval, because you feel that grit. It's not very clean or polished, it's just, you know, run down a bit. So yeah, definitely something to look into. I think it would be really cool. And tell me what you think. Do you think we should have an Opposing Force Half-Life 2 Beta expansion? Maybe Rise of the Shepherd, I don't know what you could call him. You know, you got Hunt Down the Freeman, so you got Freeman and the Shepherd. So yeah, I mean, that would be cool. Especially, you know, if you could just dual wield and just go to town on him. I think Adrian Shephard will become the Doom guy of Half-Life. So yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Follow all our links in the description. They'll take to all our media platforms. There is a work in progress going on at the moment, which is the concept video that is being worked on as well. And we have a merch store still being developed. I tried it at the beginning of April and it didn't work properly. So I'm trying to iron out the bugs and trying to get it all ready, because I don't want to release something and then everyone has issues. So I don't want that. But hopefully soon we can get it to work and you'll be able to get some Xiled One merch. And yeah, got a lot more coming. Got a book coming as well, which is going to be released for free. If you've ever followed my content, I created a demo called Z.FG, and we are on the process of finishing that as a book. So you'll be able to get your hands on that, and it'll be released for free, which is something pretty cool. But it's going to be an ebook. I do want to release some physical copies, but that's where it may be very difficult to do that. So yeah, I'm gonna have that, and yeah, sorry for the no-show, but yeah, I've got a lot of projects going on, and I really want to try and get those, and I want to get stuff for an upcoming game ready so that you can see and you can have a go at playing. So yeah, there's a lot. Anyway, till then, stay safe, my Exile friends. Laters.